It's a beautiful morning here at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, and we're here to receive the one and only CMG Records CEO Daisy. Bosi mwenyewe ameland, and we are happy to see him after I think 6 months. Tulikuwa naye 6 months and right now he's here. Tunataka tujue safari imekuaje, anafeel aje tena kurudi home. And yeah, maybe na pia amekuja kufanya nini?
Nimekuja New Year's. Nimekuja kufurahia Kenya. And nimekuja New Year's. Na safari imekuwa ndefu lakini you know, it's fun. Yeah, it's been long but fun.
Okay, na tumeona hapa kwenye arrival umepokelewa na Chris, umepokelewa na baby girl hapa Queen Rose. Maybe tell us more about them. Kwa nini ni wao tu wamekuja kukupokea? I know you have so many artists but they're not here. Yes, tell us a little bit of it.
As you know, this is the first time nimekuja asubuhi. Normally my flights are late at night. So watu wa CMG unajua ni watu wa sherehe, so bado wamelala. But wako njiani.
Now, tell us about Queen Rose. Maybe what plans do you have for her and also Chris?
So for Chris is my mentor.
Unasonga
hivi.
Unatuhepa tu kienda.
So Chris is my mentor in the music spectrum. So, you know, like a lot of the ideas, you know, like basically tunataka kurudisha kapuka and the Kenyan music back to this country. You know, so you know, kuna times when things are hitting the rocks, nitampigia simu nimwambie najua uko na stress, can you tell me what to do? Then he'll, you know, provide his insights, and I will do my research and see where to, you know, improve on. You know, as you already know, we are a year and a half saizi, so bado tunatamba, we are still on the ground breaking.
Na ningependa kujua mkubwa, what do you look at in a person so that maybe you decide that this is the person I want to work with?
So for me, it's honesty. You know, so as maybe you don't know, 90%, actually 85% of folks at CMG saizi bado hata sija sign contract, but they've been working. Right? There is no tumefanya shows na Chris, you know, we are yet to sign the contract. He's never violated our agreement. So it's that honesty and the hard work and, you know, pretty much just treating the other person as a family.
How many have you signed currently as we talk?
So I would say officially I've signed 4, but I'm supporting about 10. So hopefully I'll sign all of them. But for me, the contract is not the deal breaker. It's the actual person.
And there's most of the time we don't see you with your family. Of course, you are a prominent person. Also, your wife comes from a prominent family. Maybe tell us why you don't work with your family. Hatujawai kuona na familia yako.
Ana feature.
That's a tough question, but they're on their way. So I'll answer that once they get here.
All right, now maybe let's hear from this baby girl. How are you?
Fine.
Uko poa? How do you feel being here and also maybe working with CMG Records?
Ana feel poa, juu Christophe ni mse poa. Yani ukisikia verses zake, yani ziko meaningful yani.
Ushaipatana na Daisy ama ni mara yako ya kwanza?
Ni mara yangu ya kwanza kupatana na yeye.
Maybe una expect nini from kwake?
Nataka tupige hata kukalobo moja, yani tusaina hata contract nyingine hapo, yani unaelewa tu.
Alright, Chris. Mambo vipi?
Poa sana,
ni aje? Uko
poa.
Tunaona tunakaribia mwaka.
Songa tu mbele kiasi ndio.
So mtasonga kidogo hapa. Una feel aje now that we're coming to the end of the year? Wewe kama msanii tuliona huyu baby girl akikusifia sana of all the artists that we have, but alisema Chris ndo msanii ambaye anatambua.
Chris ni mdeadly. Si unajua hivyo?
Kabisa.
Yeah. Hakuna anything else naweza sema. Chris ni mnomo. Christophe ni mzee mbaya sana. But anyway, nashukuru pia Queen Rose for the shout out kwa hiyo freestyle yake manze. Inafanya pia mimi mwenyewe na feel motivated and all that. Unajua, big up to CMG. By the way, we did a crazy tour. Hata mimi nililand the other week, like a week ago. So big things in a camp. 2024.
Lakini manager manager wa Queen Rose, was that targeted to me? Because I saw that pop on my TV and I was like, okay, you did that to Chris, so I'm going to support you regardless, you know? So was that calculated or was that, a coincidence?
I think it fall into place. It
Fell
fall
into place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, things fell into place. Tumbili was there to see, watch the song. And I felt like Chris is my family.
Because airport when I was asleep, I think.
Yeah.
Then when I woke up, I saw the song.
The video,
Yeah, and that's good stuff.
Yeah, amazing.
And there's maybe just to ask, umekuja Kenya, and what do we expect from you? What's maybe the biggest project you have currently?
Nimesema we are groundbreaking. We are groundbreaking. So which means if you are building a home, right? Saizi tuko foundation. Ndo tunaweka bricks kwa foundation. So I'm not expecting anything big. I'm expecting the growth. I built myself growing from 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, then it adds up to something. So for me, my expectation for me coming here for a couple of days or weeks is not for something magnificent to happen. It's that growth. Every single time I've come, the faces you see here, you'll see them every day. Every time you see me, because there is that growth that comes from it. So we are growing steadily. Of course, when a bus leaves, there are folks who will have to chomoka from the next stop. There are folks who will have to go to the stop after the first stop. But this bus is moving. So you're either in it or you're not in it.
And the last time you were here, we saw you work na Stevo Simple boy. And right now, Stevo, labda maybe uko na plan gani na Stevo. And also we have Magic's Enga. Kuna katulisema you want to build a studio for him. Maybe to expect nini from you, ama umewapangia nini hao wasanii wawili?
So I didn't say build a studio. It's because, as I said, it's one day at a time. So for me, I'm open to work with not just the ones you mentioned, but anyone, so long as they value their work and I love their work. It's open. We'll work together. It's one big industry that myself can't, handle. Right? It's heavy. It's a heavy task for me. So the support is still there. I'll still support. The only thing I won't support is mediocre. Through the 1.5 years, I've met folks that, they were not up to my vision. So that's a different story, not for today, but I'm open to work with anyone.
All right, boss, the other time, December, tuliona, you took a whole bus of celebrities, you took them for 2 weeks to Mombasa. What's the plan for this December? Na imeisha hata.
Kini sio ilikuwa surprise, so mgoje muone surprise.
Basi mzima ya celebrities, no one has ever done that. For 2 weeks in Mombasa, fully paid.
But that's the vision I had that time. I wanted to have a road trip that no one in the music industry in Kenya has ever done. It was so many cars, and every resort we went to, they gave us the respect. I didn't even know them. They gave us the respect because they love the idea that we have. They love the vision. They want to see it go through. And that's why we would go to those places and they'd be like, today it's free for everyone. 50 people in a 5-star resort, it's free. You remember when we had the video shoots and everything. So there are folks who are there to support this vision, and they are reaching out. Some of them are with us. I can't mention because the deals are not sealed yet, but there are plans.
So we've seen you. There is a big debate about successful labels, especially in Kenya. CMG is outstanding out of the labels ambazo zinafanya vizuri, which tuseme tu ni CMG peke yake. What's the secret? And what's the bigger picture of the CMG maybe in Africa or East Africa?
It's because I treat it as a family, and that's why everyone at CMG, you mention my name, they'll smile. Because it's a family. It's one, it's one big family that you're also part of, right? Yeah. And everyone is part of. So we want to create that family in a way that everyone treats every other person as their own brother. right? Because it's respect. The money today, you can have the money today and it will go tomorrow. But then what do we have? We have the talent and we have the respect and we have the honesty. So those three things can make us still. If you lose money today and you have those three, you'll still get that money back.
All right.
So that's one of the mantra that I live by.
Yeah. If I check from the artists that you've signed officially, Dogo Skills, Vena Music, and Nakoche not yet officially. Nani anaitwa nani? Beryl. Yeah, and the other lady.
Control Boy.
Yeah, Control Boy. Yeah. So kuna wale ambao umesign officially wametia wino. But if I check the last project they dropped ni kitambo sana. Is it that they don't have projects? Is it that there are things you look into before you let them release the projects? Because I know there are projects.
Correct. So there are projects. Kuna projects nimekalia because of quality control. Of course, we talked about when the bus is moving, it's moving. So there are folks that dropped out. And when I say dropped out, is not physically dropping out, but it's more from talent-wise. Because when you look at growth, if you hire me as the CEO to come and make your business money, if I make the first billion and then I don't show up to work, then that company is hurt, right? So it's that growth. The growth has to be consistent. There has to be something. So if I meet you today and you have no food or you have no house, a year later my expectation is, because now you have that, there has to be growth, because there has to be something. But then when you get comfortable in between for the little push that you have, so in between I've worked with folks, not just the ones I've signed. I've worked with folks that they would get comfortable. I get comfortable sometimes and I push myself. When you jump in, you look at the account and you're like, okay, you know what, I have to be serious. So it's part of life. And that's why the family is there, and that's why he's my mentor, and that's why, you mentor me as well. Actually everyone at CMG mentors me, because if I have a question in an area that I do not have experience, because experience is what brings you, all that stuff that we love, right? So if you don't have that experience, seek the person that has the experience. So pretty much that's what happened. And we are family. So a lot of those folks that you've mentioned, a lot of those projects, I was actually to release them and someone told me, you know what, it's going to be 2023. Let's do it for 2024 date. So we have 15 projects, and this is different from what is actually out there. That's why you see me having that smirk on my face. It's a little bit different because now there's that portion of what I actually want coming out.
Amazing. So
and I'm actually an artist in one of them.
Rapper, man. So the other time tumeona Christophe did a successful US tour, and to some point Christophe kacha kufanya tour. Wanasema Deza amecreate fear sana kwa the American community.
I believe so, man.
Yeah. You've created a very big fear in the American community where you are also a citizen. You are a dual citizen. Tell us about your American community. You create fear sana, bro. We saw you took Christophe there, amefanya tours. You guys were jumping from one show to another, Tell us, how is the American community responding to you bringing artists like Christophe to perform?
I mean, as I mentioned, we are 1.5 years old. So kuna hiyo, how do we call it? There's that initiation, right? Because there are folks who've been doing this from the 80s in the US. I'm not a promoter. So if there's any promoter listening to this, I'm not a promoter. I own a record label. I build talent. I invest in talent, and I make sure that the music is good. So my work is to make the promoters' work easier. So somewhere I go to a place, and that's why it's not fear per se, but it's more like, okay, what's CMG doing? You know, that's what happened. So there are some of the shows that they were a bit of, you know, but they were successful. But at the end of the day, it's, you know, I'm here to make music and they're there to promote. So we'd love their support.
Yeah, we saw you the other time. The last time I checked, you were working with producers like Marvo on the beat, but lately hatujaona ukifanya shughuli na the likes of Marvo.
So their project, actually the project me and him we are doing, it's actually mastered by Marvo. Who else mastered it? Lucas Musioka. So it's Marvo. So we still work with Marvo. I'm always on video with him, you know, and I just spoke to him before I jetted in as well. And you'll see his face around as well. It's only that the new stuff we've not released because it's hard. It's they've done it. So when it's released, you'll see.
All right, thank you so much, Bossy, and welcome.
Asante sana.
Aye.
Sawa sawa.
Thank you.